You play the role of an angel pretty well, but I can say you came straight out of hell. Your knuckles are so bloody and you came to kill. Chin me down, lick me up, pin me down. Loving you is like a suicidal pill, but touching you brings to me hella chills. Loving you can burn, sting, and can kill, but damn so tastefully how that man can kill. Hands on my neck, hands get my throat up. Lift me up, man, take control up. Heart and soul gone, my anxiety. Don't you know I fall for the bad tight. Hands on my neck, hands get my throat up. Lift me up, man, take control up. Heart and soul gone, my anxiety. Don't you know I fall for the bad tight. Hands on my neck, hands get my throat up. Lift me up, man, take control up. Heart and soul gone, my anxiety. Don't you know I fall for the bad tight.
If you follow MixBus TV Instagram page, you probably saw that I got a brand new custom audio laptop by Kreative Devices. This new company offers high performance, totally customizable laptops for creatives. So music, videos, pictures at an extremely affordable price. Not only that, you can also have your logo printed on it. So I'm gonna show you my brand new laptop, what my specs were, and also in this video we are gonna see how to optimize Windows for audio. Let's get to it. Hello everyone, welcome back to MixBus TV. Hope you guys are having a great day. Before we start, check the info box down below. In there you will find free plugins, special discounts and offers, and of course, link to Kreative Devices. And if you haven't already, go check out the new website, mixbustv.com. In there you will find all the mix and mastering courses on many different genres, start to finish. On the website you can also book all the other services, mixing, mastering, private lessons, mix consultations, and a lot more. If the videos are helping you, please consider using the super thanks. And if you want to access the exclusive videos here on YouTube, click the join button down here, become a MixBus TV member, access all the exclusive videos, and also you get mix consultations with it. Let's get to the video. All right, here we go. This is my brand new custom laptop from Kreative Devices. In my case, my model is a Notebook Pro G16. As you can see here on the Kreative Devices website is the first option. Mine is a 16 inches notebook. It's got alloy chassis, IPS display, 20 thread Intel Core i7 high performance processor. This one is also available on request with an i9 processor, just in case you want even more power. But before going into the other details, let me show you something really quick. If you take a look at the screenshot here, this processor with this exact configuration was tested on Premiere Pro against Mac Pro, M1 updated, and it crushed the competition. In the next one, the test was done on DaVinci Resolve, and again, it crushed the M1. So this is just to give you a general idea of how powerful this computer is as is. And we go back to the building page, you can see they have three different models, the Pro 16, Pro 14, for $648, $698. These are incredibly affordable prices for the amount of power, processing power that you get from these laptops. If we go on the build my own page, which is where you would go if you want to build your own, I can show you the exact specs that I picked for this laptop. These are all the options that you can pick from. For mine, I went with the upgraded display. I got 64 GB of RAM, which is, by the way, just $150. I went for a terabyte SSD drive. You can go up to 2. And I also had the custom logo, as you can see here on the back. So they have different options for the custom logo. This is very cool. You can see this window pops up when you select the custom logo, and you have three different options. The UV printed, which is the one I have on my laptop, and it can be color, or you can get it laser printed and laser etched. Both are gonna be monochromatic. You upload your image here and they print your logo on your laptop, which is very, very cool. On top of that, you can also get a custom pouch for your laptop. So in this case, I got the MixBus TV logo on it as well, which is very, very cool. These are also high quality. The print is super high quality. I hope you can see it from the video, but yeah, so you can bring your laptop around and it's safe and it's got your logo on it. One thing to notice is that they also sell the laptops bare bone. If you already have RAM that is compatible and you want to reuse that, you don't want to buy extra, you can buy the laptops bare bone, or you can upgrade later. I love this company because the complete opposite of many companies out there, it's not about the brand, it's about the performance, and it's about paying only for what you use. Many times the powerful laptops are designed for gaming, so maybe you don't need a super expensive video card, and if you want enough CPU power or enough RAM, you end up paying also for the video card that you're not really using. So you only pay for what you need and what you're going to use, in our case for audio. I had this laptop for a couple of weeks now. I'm extremely happy. By the way, the guys at Kreative Devices are awesome people. If you're not sure what configuration will work better for you, they will help you and they will guide you build your own computer. They are really, really cool people. It's funny because since I got mine, I immediately had two of my friends buying the laptops from these companies. That's how great these guys are. But now I'm going to guide you on how to optimize Windows 10 for audio. No, I'm not using Windows 11. I don't like it. Windows 10 is still better for audio. I advise you to stay on that. And it's funny because even after well over a decade of me using Pro Tools on Windows, I still sometimes get the question, are you using Pro Tools on Windows? How that works? Well, actually, for me, has always worked extremely well. Never had a problem. And I think most problems, if not all the problems that people have with Windows and audio or Windows and Pro Tools, it's because they don't know how to optimize Windows for audio. So I'm going to try to go through everything in this video, but I also have another window optimization video on the channel for when I built my main computer, so you can refer to that one for BIOS optimization and even more detailed optimization. But we're going to take a look at it specifically for the laptop, specifically when you get one of these laptops from Kreative Devices. The first thing that you want to do is simple. You want to go to settings and you want to update your Windows to the latest packages and all your drivers. That includes your video drivers, which you can download directly actually from the Kreative Devices website. So if you're unsure what video card is it, or you have hard time finding it on the NVIDIA website, you can go on the support drivers link, drivers and software, and download all the drivers for your specific computer. In this case, you have Windows drivers here and NVIDIA drivers here for this exact model. So you have the link directly from the Kreative Devices website if you don't want to look around. And these optimizations are in random order. So the first one that we're going to do is going to be the system optimization. And by the way, if you want this menu here, the old school menu, this is an application that I put on the computer. It's called Classic Start Menu, and it allows you to have the old GUI for the menu if you don't like the new one. We go to Advanced System Settings. In the Performance Settings here, we open it, we go to Advanced, and we change the processor scheduling from programs to background services, which is one of the optimization that also Avid tells us to do for Pro Tools. We click Apply. And then in the visual effects, this optimization is more a matter of taste and how much more power do you want. I personally don't find this necessary, but you see all these visual effect, animate controls, enable peak, fade or slide menus. The more of these you deselect, the more power you will have available. You could just click for adjust for best performance and you can see all of them are going to be deselected, but your Windows is going to look a little bit like Windows 98, which for me is not worth it because I think the computer has got enough power for me to keep things looking pretty and, you know, still have all the power that I need. But just in case you need more, you can adjust for better performance, click apply, and you save some performance. From the save menu, the system property, we can go into remote. And as you can see, Windows still comes with these options by default, which is allow remote assistant connection to this computer. Now, it does what it says on the tin. It allows a remote assistance over the network just in case you want to access your computer from another machine. Personally, even just as a safety feature, I would deselect this because it's basically an open door to your computer. So if someone has bad intention, that's an easy way to access your computer. Next thing I would do is to go into your power options, and I've done it already, but you can see here my custom plan. When the computer comes to you, it comes with balanced plan setting, which is a balance between performance and consumptions. We don't care, we want performance. So I create my own custom plan settings, and you can see here, turn off the display never when plugged in or on battery, never put to sleep, and you click on change advanced power settings, and here you basically disable all the automatic power saving features, like turn off the hard drive after never plugged in or on battery. The desktop background settings, a slideshow is paused. I don't need that animation taking power from me. Power saving mode on battery and plugged in, I always select maximum performance. The same with sleep, sleep after never. All the options need to be on never. Allow hybrid sleep off, hibernate after never. So you get the idea. Every options that is meant to save power, it needs to be disabled, and you want to select maximum performance for everything. And even this one, the suspend for the USB, needs to be disabled. Maximum performance for everything. PC Express link state power management off. All these processes that again are meant to save power needs to be disabled, and everything needs to be at maximum performance. Now, to go even further with that, we go back to the system property tabs. We go to device manager, or you can go to device managers from the control panel here and go to device manager. Same thing. What you want to do is make sure that all the peripheral, they have a power management tab where it says allow the computer to turn off this device to save power. Again, you want to disable that. You want to unselect that. And you're going to do this for all of them. Each one of the devices, right? These one don't have a power management. These one do. So make sure that all of these are deselected. Now, this computer comes with biometric devices. So with the fingerprint reader, if you're not going to use it, you can disable the service altogether. Again, you gain a little bit of performance again. Next thing we want to do once we updated our video card driver, that's very important, especially for Pro Tools. This computer comes with NVIDIA video card. We're going to go into the control panel and start optimizing that. For example, the first one here is adjust image settings. Instead of let the 3D application decide, use the 3D advanced image settings. Then we go to manage 3D settings, select high performance NVIDIA processor, configure surround physics. We're gonna go and select NVIDIA GeForce RTX 360. That's the video card that comes with the computer. Select dedicate to physics. And you can do some tests depending on what kind of software you run, what kind of programs, other programs you run. If you're using the computer for video editing, you might want to experiment with these settings. But for now, this is the configuration that works best for me. And now one thing that is Pro Tools specific. So if we go on the C drive, program files, Avid, and Pro Tools, we find the main Pro Tools exe files and we right click on it in properties. We go on compatibility tab and we run this program as an administrator. Now, I never noticed any difference in performance by doing this, but there are some functions that Pro Tools is a little bit quirky. For example, if you run Pro Tools not as an administrator, I noticed you can drag and drop files from it, like from the desktop directly into the edit page. This and other little things like that requires you to run the program as an administrator. So just click the option, apply and close, and you're good to go. Another thing that I always do on all my computers, we go back to the control panel again, sound. And one thing that I do is that I disable all the Windows sounds. Not only because, again, it takes a little bit of performance away, but also because the Windows sounds annoy the out of me. So I just disable all of them. If you are using the laptop exclusively for audio, one thing that I advise you to do is to go on the properties of your playback and recording tab. And right now I don't have any audio card plugged into the computer, but if we click properties and we go into the advanced tab here, you can see there are exclusive modes. So allow application to take exclusive control of this device and give exclusive mode application priority. If you're running Pro Tools and again, you're using your laptop exclusively or almost exclusively for music, you want these two options to be selected. So Pro Tools can take over any other application and use the power and the hardware, your sound card, and run it exclusively. And now one thing that is not really for performance, although I'm pretty sure it does take performance away if you don't select these things. You go on settings and you go on privacy. This is again, when you get the computer brand new and it comes to you, you want to disable all the crappy privacy options that are turned on by default in Windows. For example, let's website provide locally relevant content. I don't want this. Let's window track app launches to improve start and search results. I don't care about that. Show me suggested content in the settings app. All these things you don't need. And you're going to do this for all the various tabs that you find here on the left. This use your typing history and handwriting pattern to create personal dictionary. This in reality is just excuses to collect your data from your computer from Microsoft. So just disable all of it. Diagnostic and feedback. These are basically, again, collect data from how you use your computer and send it to Microsoft. Just disable all that. Activity history, store my activity history in this device. I would not do it. Location, this depending on what services you use. I would turn it off. I have all of them turned off because, again, I'm using the laptop just for music and audio and very few other things. Now, this is kind of important. Account info. Allow apps to access your account info. I always turn this off by default. I don't want apps to access my accounts really. And this one too allows apps to access your contacts, which, by the way, I don't know if they changed it, but before it was also giving permission to just make calls. So I definitely don't want this to access my contact. These are more privacy settings, but again, all the diagnostic, if your computer is still collecting data and communicating with the server and sending stuff to Microsoft, you just don't want to do that. And this is pretty much it. I don't personally feel like the computer needs more optimization. It runs perfectly fine. I ran 120 tracks mixes on this thing and it runs just fine. But if you want to go even further, you can. You just need to be a little careful with this. You go on the control panel, you go on the administrative tools, and you go to services. At this point, you can decide to disable certain services that you know you're not going to use. I cannot give you a list of these services because it really depends on what you use or what you don't use. For example, there's the printing service. If you're not going to use, you know you're not going to use a printer with it, a spooler, you can turn that off. For example, these Xbox accessory, this one can definitely, they are not turned on, but if you want, you can disable them altogether, right? Xbox Live, all these are kind of stupid services that if you're not gaming with your computer, you don't need them to be even there available at all. But there are other services. If you're interested in that, I went through some of the services that can be disabled safely on the other video that I will link in the info box down below. Don't disable if you're not unsure because you could compromise the functionality of the computer itself. So if you don't know what you're doing, don't touch the services page. But I also think at this point, the computers are so powerful that you don't need, this is more of a thing of the past that we were disabling services on Windows because they were taking a lot of power. Computers weren't that powerful. I don't think it's needed anymore. I don't personally need it anymore. But if you want to do it, my other video also goes into detail on what services you can disable. Now, this computer is brand new, and one great thing about having the computer built by Kreative Devices is that it does not come with bloatware, right? If you buy a laptop from HP or Acer, it comes with megabytes and megabytes and megabytes of bloatware that you will never use, right? All those brand related apps that are in your computer that I usually always completely uninstall them, but sometimes it's not possible to uninstall them, which is kind of annoying. So this one doesn't have any of that. That's a great thing. But as a general advice, you want to go into your right click here on the bar and go to Task Manager and then Startup. And here you have a list of all these services that will automatically start up when you turn on the computer. For example, here you can see Spotify is disabled, right? So make sure that the services that you're not gonna use are disabled, and so they don't start automatically when you start your computer, because they're gonna run in the background and they're gonna take power away. So as you can see, mine is pretty bare bone. There is Avid, Intel, and nothing else. Basically, everything else is disabled. And the beauty of this computer is, again, that it does not come with all the bloatware software that you get when you buy a laptop from like a brand. And I think this is it for this video. Thanks to Creative Devices for making awesome laptops, fully customizable. You can print your logo or engrave your logo, and at an extremely affordable price. I guys find this video useful. The link to Creative Devices is going to be in the info box down below. Here's the little bag with the logo. You can get yours. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Let me know if you have questions. Thank you for watching. Subscribe if you haven't already. Stay safe. See you next time.
Hands on my